guys, this is a quick run through of what stakeholders are with AARevision. So if you're not quite aware of what stakeholders are and you're just maybe new to business or you just don't know it completely, these are the things that you should know and what they do, what their main interests are. So the definition for this is individuals or groups with an interest in the actions of a business. So they include employees, owners and shareholders, customers, suppliers, the local community, competitors, banks, the government. There are so much more, but these are like a main types that you sort of need to know. Like these are going to come up. If you're doing an exam, it's going to come up mostly. So any one of these, they might ask you a question of why are suppliers a stakeholder to a certain business, and you've got to just make sure you know their main interests so that you can work around it and you can know what their disadvantages are. So employees, their main interests are salaries and wages, job security, job satisfaction and motivation. So salaries and wages, they want to make sure that they're getting paid, that they're getting the right amount of pay, that they're not being underpaid from what their potential is. So make sure that they're not well, it depends on what the job is, but it's not really great if they're having minimum pay, minimum wage. Well, the national minimum wage. Job security, make sure that they have their jobs, they're not going to lose it. So there's security that they're fine, they're stable in their job. Job satisfaction, that they're happy with their job, that workers are treating them fairly. Motivation to work, so they're actually keen on working. Shareholders, their main interest is profit growth, share price growth and dividends. So shareholder is like, it could be anyone. You invest in a company and then you get profits based on if they make a profit, but if they make a loss, you lose your money that you sort of invested in. So, or basically just know that shareholders are keen on profits. Dividends is the pay that they get from the share. Profit growth, so make sure that they see an increase in the growth of their profits. So it's not just they're getting £100 every month, that they're maybe getting £100 the first month and then 200 the next and then 300 the next. So there's a profit, there's an increase, and share price growth. Customers, their main interests are reliable quality, value for money, product availability and customer service. So I'm just going to use the Apple store for an example. So you know that when you go into the Apple store, they have like their iPhones, whatever it is that they're selling there, it's a reasonable, reliable quality, that it's not, it's like, it's decent, and although it's expensive, it is value for money, like you are getting your money's worth out of it. Product availability, make sure that it's always in stock, like it's always there, like the iPhones, like I don't think that they've really ever run out. Customer service, you know, if you go to the Apple store, like if you break your phone, they can, like, what is it called? They've got that platform where they're just there. I forgot what the name is, but then you can just like make an appointment online, go over there and they'll fix it for you, or they'll tell you what to do and you just pay it, and it's amazing customer service. So customers' main interests are that. Suppliers, their main interests are long-term contracts, prompt payment and growth purchasing. So if you're a supplier, you're basically selling your goods to this company that are selling those goods, basically, sort of. So long-term contracts, suppliers want long-term contracts because they know that they're being employed for a long period of time. So it's not like a 1-year contract, it's like maybe a 12-year contract where they'll just keep buying from you. Prompt payment, so they pay on time, they pay the suppliers, like the suppliers get paid on time. Growth of purchasing, so they increase the amount that they purchase from you over time. Local community and pressure groups. Pressure groups and local community, I feel, are quite similar, especially with the environment. That's the main sort of impact, I suppose. So the environment, they care about making sure that you're being ethical. You're not like, if you probably know about this, the BP oil Gulf spill or something in Mexico, and how BP like didn't pay for it or something, so they weren't taking environmental factors into consideration. Local jobs, make sure that there's jobs for the local community, and then that there's good environmental impact. Competitors, so competitors is like a tricky one, I think. Like, I wasn't too sure of this, but they want to protect their industry reputation. So if I'm selling hairbands and my competitors are selling hairbands, they've got to know that their company is being protected, that they're not going to lose out on sales. So they've got to know who their targeted customers are. And mergers and takeovers, so in case the company was to take over the other company, like if they're the bigger company, it would be an advantage for them. And mergers, I don't know, I feel as if it's like a 50-50 part. I don't know. Banks, their main interests are interest to be repaid and maintain credit rating. Credit rating is like, if you've got a bad credit score, you're probably not going to be able to borrow things. And that's sort of bad, because the banks would want to lend out money just so that they can get an increase in their interest. Well, okay, so when you borrow money, you're going to have interest on top of that. And the whole point of it is that banks earn money through this. So you've got to have a good credit rating in order for them to actually lend you the money, and that's actually beneficial for them and not really you. Well, it is you as well, because you're getting paid, but you know. And interest to be repaid, make sure that they repay it on time, or else there's issues when individuals can't really pay back to them, and then the banks are like, oh, what do we do now, sort of thing. Governments, their main interests are to operate legally, to pay taxes, and to create jobs. So if there's a firm, you've got to pay your taxes. If they don't pay your taxes, that's just lost income for the governments. So that is a decrease in taxation. But, you know, they're going to find a way of you paying taxes. If you don't, they're probably going to shut you down or whatever. Make sure you create jobs, because the governments want more jobs so that there's more employment in the economy. That is a macroeconomic objective, full employment. And yeah, that they operate legally and they're not being illegal, like black markets are known to be illegal. And that is it, guys, in like under 7 minutes. I'm impressed. So that's just a quick guide of stakeholders in case you didn't really know too much about them. It was just a basic sort of rundown, I suppose. So stay tuned for more little, I don't know, business revision sort of things that you might need to know, and I'll see you guys next time.